Okay, let's do part 2 here of this guy's arrest in Miami Beach. So, did the government make this guy an agent is the question. Let's take a look at it again.
All right. To come up here.
All right, let me go get it. I can go.
Who is this person?
Vitaly.
We need to know who we're dealing with.
Vitaly, he's the Vitaly guy, the prank guy from the internet.
Okay, we need to talk to him ASAP.
Let me go inside.
All right.
So, did they make him his agent? In my mind, they didn't. They didn't say, you need to go in. They didn't direct him, and they didn't order him to go in. The guy volunteered and said, let me go get him. All he said is, we need to talk to him. And the guy goes, okay, let me go get him. To me, the security guard is volunteering and doing things not because he was told, ordered, or put under government control. They didn't threaten him, etc. So in my mind, they did not make him an agent. That doesn't mean that a defense attorney won't argue otherwise, and a court will agree with the defense attorney, yeah, they made him an agent. You're going to lose anything you find in there, which really doesn't matter because he comes out on his own anyway and they arrest him. But if they get a good statement and the defense says, had they not sent this agent in to go get him, they would have never got the statement. Therefore, I want all statements that he said suppressed. That's where it'll become an issue.
Let me go inside.
All right. Have him come out. Tell him, come on, we need to talk to him.
Every kid, my boy. Okay. What that got to do with it? Fuck is this?
So this cop is doing what a lot of cops do. We just kind of bitch and we're standing around with dealing with stupid, pesky citizens. This guy's coming up, my boy. What do I care? I don't give a shit. I just want to get this guy and arrest him or do something. So this guy, what happened to his hair? This guy wants to make sure his taser is really charged and really good because he's planning on using it. Could this be charged with a conspiracy to shoot somebody because he's really planning it? No, it couldn't, but I just find it funny that this dude is like really anxious to do it. He wants to make sure he really lights this guy up good if he lights him up.
Imagine that was a snake. I would have been done.
It's working.
You'll be all right. Fire rescue right there.
So this guy's got it. It works. You'll be all right. So he's kind of cracking on him a little bit like, dude, why are you playing with your freaking taser?
You going home.
Oh my God.
What happened to this guy's hair? Doesn't anybody got any hair in this police department? Somebody's going to get their ass beat. Here's the point.
This motherfucker got a goddamn gun.
So this cop's like, that motherfucker had a gun. Why's he got to be a motherfucker? All you other motherfucking cops got guns. How come you're not motherfuckers with guns? How come only the pesky citizen is a motherfucker with a gun?
This motherfucker got a goddamn gun. He ain't doing a great job securing this motherfucker. That's for sure. Vitaly.
Yes. But was he doing weird stuff in the street?
Yeah.
Like erratic?
Like
Something's off.
Vitaly. Fuck, I know who that guy is.
So this cop is, again, he's just standing around bitching because, you know, we're standing around trying to make conversation. What the fuck? I don't know who Vitaly is. Who the fuck am I supposed to? So Tim, I'm okay with this guy kind of talking shit. This is real life. This is what happens. Somebody else may be wanting to make this into a big deal, and how dare these cops are professional and they should never say something like that, and they should always be Mr. Perfect. I'm personally don't have a problem with that. I got a problem with the way they treat him different. I don't really give a shit what they say to each other.
Like we stood a little bit far away.
I wouldn't be running around with bright orange shorts when they're looking for a dude with orange shorts that just beat the hell out of somebody, but that's just me. Maybe these cops are smart enough to tell the difference between a guy and a girl, but you never know.
Because we were scared.
Hey, can you conceal?
Hey, can you conceal? So this guy's got nothing else better to do. This security guard comes up, minding his own fucking business in his car, and he wants him to conceal. My guess is he did this because in Miami, you can't open carry in a vehicle. And because he sees the gun sitting on the dash, He wants her to conceal it. She don't want to touch it. She don't want to do anything wrong, which is probably smart on her part. So the cop reaches in the car and handles the gun, unlawfully, I might add.
What he just passed to you?
I'm not touching.
Does she have this guy's name on her face mask? Is that Vitaly? Does he have his own face mask?
He didn't pass me anything.
You didn't do it?
He didn't pass me anything.
So she's like, he didn't pass me anything. Don't be trying to make me a criminal. I mean, if she's got a Vitaly mask and this guy's a security guard that ran over there, this dude's making that much money to have his own private security freaking responding to him? Damn. I gotta get me some 10 million viewers. Unlawful? He cannot enter his car. There's no exigency. Cop violated the law right here. What's going to happen? Nothing. Why should cops have to follow the law? Just you pesky citizens have to.
Excuse me?
He didn't pass you a gun?
No, he didn't pass it to me. He just put it down.
Okay.
He didn't pass it to me.
He didn't pass you a gun? No, he didn't pass it to me. He set it down. This girl's good using her freaking... Are all those tats on her legs? Damn, girl. Are those tats or is that pants? So he laid the gun on the console. And this cop goes in a car unlawfully, grabs the gun, and moves it to the floorboard. Still not concealed. Still didn't. Where was the crime and what did this guy do? The cop wanted to handle his freaking gun and exert and get a better look at the woman. This is just bullshit right here.
Okay.
He put it down.
Okay.
He didn't pass
This
it
thing
to
is
me.
pointing at people.
It's pointing at people. Really? So if you bend over and your gun points at me, I can take your gun and move it because it's pointing. If you pull your gun out and point at somebody, I can take it because it's pointing at people. This cop's a dumbass. See, this is what happens when you have a whole bunch of government showing up and they just want to find something to do. And since we can just fuck with pesky citizens without any accountability, we'll find a way to fuck with somebody and try to get them to mess up so we can arrest them, shoot them, or tase them. Total bullshit. This guy's got a good complaint against this officer, the PD, and maybe if a cop wants to take this unlawful search and seizure, because he literally seized this gun right now, even though he just repositioned it and put it on the ground. He had no right to take possession of that gun.
Just leave it on the floor.
Okay.
That's all I'm asking you to do.
touching it.
That's all I'm asking you to do. Well, you ain't got to even ask that. It's none of your motherfucking business. Either it's a crime or it's not. Somehow this cop feels safe now because he reached in a car and put it on a floorboard versus on the dash. This cop's a fucking idiot. And he ain't got no hair. Sometimes we see that seems to go together a lot in police work. And he can't walk.
Kid. That's twice.
Corona everywhere, bro.
That's twice.
Cops standing around all this freaking time. Nobody's put a perimeter on a house. Nobody's ran the license plate that I know of. Nobody's ran a reverse on a house to see if we got a phone number. Maybe we can call in there and talk to the guy. No. We'll just stand and fuck around till somebody comes by that we can arrest or shoot.
Revised dispatch? Are we trying to make contact with this guy here? Say what? No, have him come up here, bro. We're not going back there.
You're not going back there?
No, he needs to come over here.
All right, can I bring him to the front door?
Yeah, bring him to the front door.
Now, did they make him an agent? Now I would be more arguing they are making him an agent. The guy came out with the guy, and now we're telling him, no, bring him up here. That sounds like more of an order. That sounds like more, I'm acting on your direction, which makes me your agent. I'm passing on information that you told me to pass on to him. Now, I think they made this guy an agent, and anything they get after this, the defense attorney will be able to argue that it's not lawful, because had they not done this, they wouldn't have got the statement. That'll happen.
064.
064.
Yeah, be advised we're gonna make contact with the subject. He's at 1700. All you
I hate cops that say be advised on the radio. It is just filler words. It's bullshit. It's inexperience. It's, I want to say more than I need to say. Be advised. What? You're fucking talking to me? What? If you hadn't said be advised and you talked to me, I wouldn't know what the fuck was going on. I'd be like, why did you tell me that? Oh, I was just advising you. Just cops that do that, just freaking, it's a personal thing. It's irritating.
can have the air for now.
Yes, sir.
I forgot what he said be advised about.
All you can have the air for now.
Yes, sir.
Hey, you going back there?
So now we have a cop entering through a gate, which is not a normal pathway. Remember I talked about if the post office can go through it, then you can go through it. Was this gate locked or latched? There's no sign that says no trespassing. Is it unlawful for this cop to go back here? If this cop said, I'm going back here to keep an eye on the back of the house to set a perimeter up, I would be okay with that. Because he's preventing escape of a possible violent person. Because they haven't contacted him yet. I'd be okay, but I don't know his intent on why he went back there. But, again, legal issue. This is when you got cops running around and it appears they really don't know shit. They're just kind of like, we don't need to know shit. The DA ain't going to prosecute us and we can't be sued with limited immunity. What do we care? Why do we need to know the law? We don't have to follow the law even if we know it. So why should we know it?
A fucking clown, man. Tell that guy to come outside, man. He's done. Jesus Christ.
Tell the guy to come outside. He's done. That means they're going to arrest him. They know he's going to get arrested.
Out here or in there or in the bank. So
We don't want to be in there, bro. Especially when they say, you know, this guy's probably on drugs. You know what I mean?
Yeah, supposedly you high, right? Some shit like that.
That's what this lady's saying.
That's what he was saying at security guard.
There we go. That's cool.
It must be hot where they're working because I don't think this guy has a vest on. Doesn't appear that he has a vest on. Normally it's bulky, and a lot of the cops have shorts. So when it's humid, they must not wear vests because I don't think this guy's wearing a vest.
That's cool.
Your boy can stay back there. Put your hand on the car, man. No.
So the cops here kind of treat this guy like shit. This guy comes out. Security guy gets him to come out. The guy wants to shake their hand. Granted, he just assaulted somebody and we're going to arrest him. But they don't make that clear. At no point do I hear him say, you're under arrest for assault. We're arresting you. We're taking you in. I don't hear any of that. They just kind of, no, get your hands on the car. And they start throwing them around, manhandling. These cops are pretty close to the most unprofessional thugs, lack of knowledge cops I've kind of seen in a while.
Put your hand on the car.
Just lean on the car, please.
Lean on the car right there.
Here, right here.
Can you do us a favor? Can you do us a favor and wait for us over there, please? Can you do us that favor?
That was nice. They asked him to kind of get out of the scene. The guy was being polite. I mean, now that we used you to get him out, fuck you. We don't need you. Get out of our area. That's kind of like the cops. We can't tell you nothing about an ongoing investigation. Until we can't find anything, then we'll ask you pesky citizens to help us. Otherwise, stay the hell out of here.
Put your hands behind the back. I'm going to tell you again. Put your hands behind the back. I'm going to tell you again.
I got to change the light.
Put your hands behind the back.
Not one officer said, dude, did you hit the girl? We're arresting you for hitting a girl. You beat that girl up. We don't know why, but you're under arrest right now for assault. Nowhere do they say that. They just start pushing him around, slamming the ground, handcuffing him. They're not being really overly aggressive. They're being more aggressive than they need to be. And that's a problem because they're supposed to use minimum force necessary to take the person into custody. Minimum. Not as much as we want. Minimum. Well, Rick, he beat the shit out of the girl, so I don't care what they do to him. That's how you get tyrannical governments. Idiot statements like that, not wanting to hold government accountable and to a standard just because you don't like the guy they're abusing. That's a dumbass position.
Hey, let me get another cuff, bro. I gotta pay this shit.
Kneeling on his neck. Didn't we learn anything? Is that a taught procedure to have your knee on the neck? Did we not learn anything from cops? Of course not. What do we care? Cops don't give... People be like, man, we need to change the police. We need to defund. We need to get the police. He's not black, so I guess it doesn't matter. You can kneel on his neck because he's not black.
I gotta pay this shit.
Is there really a reason to be kneeling? This guy's like the most cooperative dude. He's trying to shake their hand. He hasn't resisted at all. Is there really a reason to be kneeling on this guy's neck? I mean, at least George Floyd was fighting him for 15 minutes and jumped out of the car and was on drugs and screaming and wouldn't cooperate. This guy was like the most cooperative dude ever, and they're still kneeling on his neck.
Is he being arrested?
Guys, you're not. I'm sorry, guys.
Huh? On who?
A lady was passing by. She came out of the blue just...
Oh, really?
For no reason whatsoever. She was just passing by. Yeah. Jumped to her, boom, boom, boom. Doesn't know her, nothing.
No, I'm sure it's in the house.
No?
Who's fucking Is he being arrested?
It's Vinales. Guys, Vinales.
So I'm pretty sure, I don't know if these guys are just friends or if he is his personal security, because he seems to be taking care of him better than his so-called friends that are in the house.
I'm sorry, guys.
Huh?
Hey, where's his ID at, man? Find it. Live for it.
These cops, where's his ID? This guy, I don't know. And they're like, find it. And the guy goes, okay, no problem. If this guy didn't come out of the house and none of these guys answer the door, the cops would end up leaving. They probably wouldn't have got a warrant. They would have ID'd him. They would have put out an arrest warrant. They would have put a warrant in the system and said there's a warrant. Maybe they would have notified him. Maybe he could have turned himself in later. He should have never came out of the house, but he's on drugs and his security guard brought him out of the house. A lot of errors here, giving government a lot of leeway to fuck shit up more than they're fucking it up on their own.
Sir, do you have his ID?
No, I'm sure it's in the house.
Yeah, let them bring that shit up.
V, where's your ID?
See the cop pull his gun?
Yeah, let them bring that shit up.
V,
Ready? Here we go. Pulls his gun because they're going to get an ID. But Rick,
where's your ID?
I really don't have too much of a problem with that. I don't care if he has his gun out or not. I got strange guys, a guy fighting somebody. We got a house that hasn't been searched. We got multiple dudes. We don't know what's going on, and they went in the house. I don't really care if he has his gun out. I mean, it's not like he's screwing in somebody's ear and yelling at him. He's got it out, so he's got one less step to do in case they come out with a freaking gun. I don't have a problem with it.
ID. Where's your driver's license? Your driver's license.
So he's got it behind his leg. He's not really threatening. He's just ready. I did this a lot. I always had my gun out. I just don't want to be behind the power curve if shit hits the fan. So I don't have a problem with this. Even though this call isn't what I would consider a hot call to where I need my gun out. You got multiple cops. It's daytime. The guy's cooperative. And you basically have an assault of some dude on drugs. Is this really a high-risk call that he needs his gun out? Probably not. I probably wouldn't have had my gun out, but I don't really have a problem with him having it out. Now, again, I pull my gun out on a lot of calls, but normally it's under different circumstances.
Hey, anybody else in the house?
And that is a nice freaking house. Damn.
You can clear the house, man. No need for weapons anymore.
Okay, just want to make sure. Hey, any weapons or anything in the house? Are you sure? Yeah. How do you know this guy?
Vitaly, I'm just here with the...
So this cop is trying to get in the door, and he's already crossed the barrier, and he's really had no problem. This border of this house cannot be breached without consent, exigency, or a warrant. He has no reason to go in this house. Now, he's going to claim officer safety. I didn't know what they were grabbing, and I had to keep an eye on them. That will be his excuse, and the court will rule that's reasonable. Other cops would think that's reasonable. So no problem, no foul. We're not going to charge him. But technically, again, he violated the law when he went in this freaking house.
Yeah. What happened to your face?
It's fine. You got hit. It's fine. We're all good. He just needs to be calmed down. That's all. Is Vitaly going to calm down or should I? Be quiet.
Then all you guys are fucked up.
I'm trying to control everybody.
He's in a house, and he shouldn't be in there. And that's the problem with opening the door and cooperating with government. Once they get their foot in the door, now you can't push them out or you'll get charged with assault. If you try to shut the door, they're going to say, no, I was in fear of my safety. I thought you were going for a weapon. You never let government in your freaking house or open the door. This is a critical area for, supposedly these guys on YouTube, they ought to freaking know. I don't know what their channel's about. I guess I'm used to more people who are First Amendment auditors that know like what cops do, but these guys are letting these cops get away with a lot of shit.
Damn. Anyways, fucked up.
Yeah.
Fucked up on his face.
Yeah.
So both those guys have injuries on their face, and they're trying to get them to be victims, and they're like, no, we're good. It ain't nothing. No victim, no crime. Get out of here. But will this help them in court? If it's allowed, if the guy goes in there and goes, hey, man, it wasn't me. I didn't do it. They never asked me if I did it. They never had her ID me. You had a couple witnesses say they saw me. Would they recognize me again? I don't know. But now you have, not only did he hit other people, now if you can get this in here, I mean, I don't know if they've ID'd these guys. Normally you ID everybody in the house so you know who you're dealing with. You can run them for warrants. They haven't even asked these guys for ID, who they are, supposedly from LA. So they're out of the area, and you haven't ran them. They could be murderers on the run. You haven't ran them or ID'd them. You can't contact them again. If I get the case as a DA investigator and I want to contact the guys in the house, I don't know who they are now, because these freaking incompetent cops, all they can do is run around and point to the witnesses.
Yeah, I don't want none done. How many people in the house?
This is just us.
It's none of your fucking business how many people's in the house. You've got the guy in custody that committed assault. You don't have no fucking business being in his house. I'm helping you by getting his ID. And what does that get me? It gets you in my house. Now I got to answer a lot of questions. Now they're looking for a crime. Because if you show me the person, I'll show you the crime. And when you get involved with government, they are going to find a crime. And you no longer have the ability to say, I don't want to be involved. Once you allow them 1 inch, you're fucked.
Hey, you can close the door. We'll come and update you with anything. Everything is good.
That cop that said you can close the door, perfect. These guys should have said, no problem. I'm listening to him. I'm closing the door. Done. Now this guy wants to say something different. Again, when you get government involved and you have multiple people, they all get to tell you different things. If you violate and listen to one, you could be violating what the other one told you not to do, and now you got problems. Don't freaking talk to cops, people. I'm telling you, for your own good.
You guys are victims. They attack you guys.
No. Do me a favor, go.
Can you do
bring him a t-shirt and I'll get the shoes. Yeah. Bring him a large t-shirt for him.
So the security guard is like Mr. Helpful, and he's way too helpful, and he's really screwing his buddy over by helping so much. But, I mean, whatever. He's trying to help.
Fine, tell him we do it. Hey, stay down, bro. Just lay down there, man. That's good. Lay right there.
If anybody's ever laid down with handcuffs, it freaking hurts. All cops go through handcuff training. When we handcuff, they lay us, they roll us around, they show it. It tweaks your freaking bones in the wrist. It's not a good position. They ought to sit him up. He's not trying to run away. He's not being violent. They're just like, no, lay on the ground, lay on the ground. Why are they treating this guy like a piece of shit and a piece of meat on a slab? For a long time. You notice it's daylight. By the end of this video, it's dark.
Yeah, he's being nice.
Hey, stay down, my man.
So it's at 13 minutes now, and the video's 42 minutes. Until they put him in a car, that's a long time to make him lay on the freaking ground handcuffed.
Well, the down fucking fucked up in that bitch.
Hey, he beat up those guys.
For real?
They don't want to.
Ah, but
I don't know anything about cars, but I'm thinking a Mercedes kind of SUV type car that's right here is probably worth a lot of money. Not to mention his house, but and his own security guard.
This guy, who's this guy anyway? Who's this guy?
769. 751.
Gotta have that taser ready. I might get to shoot somebody. Got 3 kipes on a guy handcuffed. Gotta have that taser out.
You know what I mean?
769 just wide back to 4.
I know you're not gonna kill me. Nice.
Does one of my units need a transport?
Yes, sir.
So you got a cooperative guy that's being cooperative. You handcuff him and put him in a position that causes pain, and you don't try to help him, and you don't try to reward his cooperativeness. See, this is, I'm just telling you, man, these freaking cops are like incompetent and freaking buffoons.
Jay, put this on.
And we don't have any jailers or wagons in the city?
Huh?
Wagons.
Put your shoes on, otherwise you're going to take it without shoes.
Go ahead.
Nice.
We have one wagon at TGK, the other wagon, the battery, is dead at this time. If they want me to respond to my police call to pick up the
Yes.
I can.
Yes.
The other wagon is dead at this time.
So these cops can't even transport their own person. They're calling. All this argument is to get someone else to transport him. So we're going to make this guy lay on the ground. We can't put him in our car till the car gets here. We can't put him over to the ambulance and have him sit in the back. We can't do anything but lay him on the ground and kind of treat him like he's the problem, that we're incompetent. And I'm not taking up for this guy. He beat up an unarmed woman that he didn't know. I get it. The guy did a kind of a piece of shit thing. I get it. I'm talking about government's unprofessional lack of standards and the amount of money we pay to have all these cops here supposedly to keep you guys safe, and their incompetence level is just through the roof.
Yes. Oh, so the battery's dead. Okay, what?
Yeah, to pick him up.
You ain't violent, this guy ain't.
The location again.
Let's go, guys. Hey, guys, I'm so sorry. Oh, that's it.
Let me see something.
No, I'm so sorry.
Let me see something.
When I get guys like this that are drunk, I usually either lean them against a car, lean them against a curb, or stand behind them and put my knee in the center of their back that they can lean against my knee. And I'll just stand there and support them. But these guys, I usually don't keep somebody on the ground for 20, 25 minutes hanging around fucking doing stupid shit.
Hold on, bro. You're not bleeding or hurt, nothing, are you?
All right, let me get her.
See, this would be a good time to check his knuckles for blood or bruising. If he's punched things, any injuries, grab your phone, snap a picture. That's what a good cop who would be trying to think long-term about how we're going to prosecute this guy and whether or not we'll get a conviction versus cops that show up with sugar donut brains and all they want to do is shoot and tase and leave and go to the next call to where they can shoot and tase or beat somebody up. That's it. I mean, that's all these cops know. We're just going to stand around unless we can tase and shoot you.
I'm asking you, bro. Are you hurt anyway? Your hands bleeding or anything?
Hold on. Nah, let it.
Stay inside.
Hey, put his shoes and his shirt on.
Now we have ordering a security guy around like he works for the cops now. Put his shoes and shirt on. Motherfucker, you put his shoes and shirt on. You arrested him. I mean...
He got what?
I don't know what he punched, but he punched this right here. Huh? You see right here, his hands? I don't know what the fuck he was punching, but he has slight bleeding. Hey, you want fire rescue too? You want to see fire rescue too?
What? They're over there now?
Any unit on State County Road, just one.
5 cops standing around. They don't even know the fire department's on scene.
Hold on, bro. Hey, man, go back inside the house, man.
Can I see them there? Can we see them there so you can put the shoes on? It's impossible to put the shoes on there.
It looks like it's about an inch.
So this is the boyfriend that showed up in his pink shorts. If he wasn't wearing pink shorts, he would probably be over there in the guy's face. But he's got pink shorts on, so he's in touch with his...
Inch and a half.
Yeah. Sit right here 1 second, man.
If you guys...
Put your shoe on, man. Come on.
Please just punch it.
Okay, they're advising us reference COVID-19. The new procedure for simple battery will just be to document the injury on the BWC. So crime scene won't be responding to the scene.
So what that radio call is, crime scene won't be responding. So these cops can't do anything because they usually have someone else come and just do it. They want a crime scene unit to come out there and do the police work. These cops just show up to shoot and tase somebody. The real police who do work will show up later. But they're not coming out because of COVID-19. So now these cops are fucking lost.
I know, let's go. If you guys stop.
Relax, man. He's gonna put your shoes on. Help him out, man.
Come on.
I know, I'm relaxed. Let's go. Easy now.
Taser out, just in case I get a chance to use it.
No, have a seat, man.
Guys, you're scaring me.
Yo, you're gonna get scared. Have a seat, man.
I'm sitting down.
If you want me to leave, I'll leave. But if you want me to stay, put your shoes on.
Okay, let's go.
Put your shoes on.
This guy just can't wait for a reason to say I had to tase him. Just can't freaking wait. Got 5 cops there and the guy's handcuffed. Look at him. I can't wait to use my nifty toys. Oh, shit, I'm at 30 minutes. All right, I'll make a part 3 to this because I think they fuck up some more. I mean, this whole thing, I was just like, God, man, what a bunch of incompetent